Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to good old Bundy. My name is Philip Damiano. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Bit of a rebranding, as you notice. It's got a different name, so a couple of changes there. From now on, any of the paid work is going to go on to a different channel, and this channel here is going to go back to the way it was before today. So I'm going to talk about this fella again. Something I haven't explained to you, because that's a loaner, okay? That's not mine. So Luke's gave me a loan of that to try it out to see what I think about. That doesn't mean my reviews are not going to be honest. But don't worry guys, don't worry Drifta Stockton. I think this is a great rooftop tent. Just a couple of little issues which I'll mention, but very minor, but it's only to do with me. Because as you know, I already own a rooftop tent. And in fact, I'm doing some changes there. So next week or the week after, I'll talk about what's happening there in regards to my iCamper rooftop tent. Going a bit of a drive down south to pick up something new. So you'll have to wait. So the Drifta Stockton WildLand's rooftop tent is going back. So on the way down, when I leave on Sunday, I'm going to be dropping it down to Rob at the Slacks Creek store there. So it's the Drifta Stockton Slacks Creek store. I know these have been starting to get a little bit hard to get, although there is a shipment coming any day now, I believe next week, but at the moment they've run out. So this one, if you're after one, it's had very little use. It's basically just a display model. I haven't added anything to it, haven't drilled anything to it. It's just left the stock is basically, or when I say stock, I mean it comes with the upgraded latches on the front. So when we got this one, it already had the latches upgraded. So what I mean by that is normally they've got like rubber latches on the front, but this one's got the upgraded metal latches where you can clamp down. So I don't know what the rubber ones are like, so basically I haven't really seen them, so I can't compare them. Thumbs up with these latches, much better, because they're adjustable, so you can actually set it up so it doesn't close as fast, so it allows you to be able to put more gear in there. And the only other upgrade that's been done with this is the optional mattress upgrade. And actually there was one more, and the ladder, non-slip rungs along the ladder, which I haven't spoke about much. So today we're going to go over that. You get these boot bags on the front, so I've never used them. I haven't put anything in them. What I like about these is you can actually unclip them. They're just clipped in over here, so if you don't want them, you can unclip them. I don't know if you can see, but there's the updated latches that came with this one. So that's included with it. You got the ladder. Now I'm going to bring the camera up closer soon and show you these up close. So you got the ladder with the optional non-stick angled floor on here. And I tell you what guys, that is well worth the upgrade. So it's not very expensive to get that. All you do is, it comes with all the rivets. All you do is just drill some holes and pop the rivets in. They're already made, the shape, the fit and everything. And I'd have to say that is by far the most comfortable ladder for me to climb up and down. I'm going to kind of miss the ladder on this one, because you know I'm using an iCamper. And what I loved about the iCamper is the fact that it had this fold out section on the front. Now let me explain why that was an advantage. It's because I could easily open this door. So you can see at this stage I can't really open this door. And that door, I always like to access it because I normally have a 60 litre water bladder in behind the seat, the driver's seat, on the floor. Okay, it wasn't a problem with the iCamper because it folded out almost that metre section, and the ladder would be out here, so you're able to open the door. And it was one more extra advantage, is that kind of had this section here covered. Usually when it's rain, there's a bit of wind, so it's not really enough coverage to really make any difference. But guys, all you got to do how long does that take? That's literally seconds. The 2 times I went camping with her, I did one overnighter on the way back home at Bluff Creek, and I did the 3 nights when Rob and Stephen came up and we went to Cancuna. So I spent 4 nights in it, and what I did is each day I just removed the ladder and I just laid it on the ground on my sand mat And at night, just grabbed it. And as simple as that, just hook it back in place. It's very quick to set up. Rob, the manager from the Drifta Stockton Creek store, has got the setup and pack up down pat to a T. He's done it quite a few times. I've actually got a video on my YouTube channel if you want to check out, where he sets it up in 50 seconds. That's all it took him, 50 seconds. Takes me a little bit longer, and that's one of the slight, for me, that was one of the disadvantages with this tent. So this is going to be an honest review. When you set these up, and you got this bar here, see there's a bar here, and it's got a clip, and you undo the clip and you lift it up. I actually struggled a bit to lift it up. Now that's not the fault of the tent, guys. That's me, because I don't have a very good back. So the fact of tilting over like this and putting force like that, it hurts my back. So what I've had to do is basically move the ladder over here and then boom, lift it up like that. And then I go back, move the ladder there and lift it up as well. But I showed Rob and we noticed there was a lot of tension on this canvas right here, particularly this side. Look at that, you almost play a guitar on that. Now I think, because this is brand new, I think with time, and it'll probably need some adjusting. I mean, this, as I mentioned before, this is a full tent with its own flooring on it, and it's got some sail rails in a few places, you know, those sail tracks where they slide into a groove. There's some here, and I think there's some more over there, and there's one here, and I think there might be a couple more at the back. And along the top there, it's got all these heavy duty clips where they clip in, and they're adjustables. Because I haven't used this much, I think with time these will settle in, and I'd say it'll be easier to, and in fact today when I set it up, I noticed it was certainly starting to get a fair bit more easier. It just needs to settle in a bit. If you don't have a back issue like I do, and most of you don't, that's not going to be a problem at all. Okay, that's not going to be an issue at all. The only other thing, now there is a lot of advantages, the fact that it's probably one of the lightest for its size, certainly in Australia. Particularly you guys have installed them on top of your four-wheel drives. And if you do any extreme forward driving or any forward driving as such, and it depends on your vehicle, like I always say, it depends on your roof rack, it depends on the mounting system. But on average, you're looking at about, it cuts down the load rating on top of your vehicle roof down to about half. So if you're lucky enough, like I have, and got a dynamic load rating 110, mine's 110 kilos, well then the 1.2 actually weighs around about 52 kilos, thereabouts. And the 1.4, which is the one I went for, because I wanted that little bit more width there, that size, and it's rated around 59, 64 kilos or so. And mostly I do touring. I go to Fraser Island, I go to Kincuna and so on, and I always tend to take it easy. I don't drive the vehicle as hard. I had the iCamper up there for about 15, 16 months now, and I never had a problem. So the iCamper is slightly heavier than what that one is, and I didn't have a problem. And that's with the awnings all attached and so on. So it's actually got a very good mounting system on this particular Pajero. As I mentioned before, it's got the 6 mounting points, the clamps, and it basically bolts onto that. So there's no rivets or anything on there. But in saying that, particularly when I go to Fraser Island, I remove all the awnings. So I won't have an awning on there to keep the weight right down. And what I'll do is to take the Hexatarp and use that for the shelter. And that gives me a good advantage too, where I've got a kind of a campsite set up, because that's the thing when you're using the rooftop tent. Basically you've got to take your tent, your bedding, everything with you when you want to go somewhere. So if you're somewhere at Fraser Island, particularly during a school holiday, and you went early and nailed this beautiful spot, well, if you pack your camp up, I can tell you within half an hour, probably within 5 minutes, you're going to have someone take that site. So if you've got a Hexatarp or something like that, that basically will seal your site. You'll come back and you should feel pretty confident that you'll still got that campsite when you come back. And the hexatarps don't take up much room at all. So if you don't know what a hexatarp is, go back on my YouTube channel, have a look. I've got quite a few videos on there. They come in a large and they come in a medium. And of course, they're also from Drifta Stockton. And I think they're brilliant products. So it's something I'm going to use quite a fair bit, actually, quite a fair bit, in place of the awnings. Because as you're aware, I've got the Darchi 180-degree rear awning, and I love that awning. Try to get that mounted onto the rear so I can use that. I could pull up at a rest area for lunch or something. It'd be a really hot day like it is now. It's a stinking hot day up there. I can't tell you how hot it is. And I could pull up, and because you're on a bitumen, you just pull this out and it's freestanding. So you don't need to put any poles or pegs and all that so on out and ropes out, so which is brilliant. And that's one thing that I always struggled with the 270-degree awning. The Darchi makes the little ones for the rear. They're quite strong actually. It's going to take a decent storm to bend it. So, and it comes with drop down legs as well. So you just undo the Velcro and they drop down, and you can actually remove the legs as well, so they kind of just socket fit right in on the end. But that's a different video. So we're actually talking about, I don't want to go off track too much. I don't want this video to be too long because it's a bit hot out there. It's very low, so it's only 16 centimeters. Now we'll just climb up here. This is better. There's a bit of shade here and there's a bit of a breeze here. Okay, so the hard top itself is 16 centimeters high. So that's from here up to the top. It doesn't include your mounting rail on the bottom there, which is probably just a tad over an inch. It's only 19 centimeters above for whatever platform you're mounting it on. And then the iCamper is 30 centimeters, but not all the way through. It was tapered down to probably around about the 20-25 centimeters in the front, and it tapered up to around 30 centimeters. And that helped a lot with the aerodynamics and so on. Helps enormously to reduce the weight, and that's another thing, because they don't have, although this one does have a hard floor as such, but that's because of the optional mattress that I've got here, which you see here. So this is an option, and I'll bring the camera up here and show you soon. And in this optional mattress upgrade that you can choose, it's got like a thin hardwood floor on the base here, and there's some really good advantages with that too. For example, now you might see a video that I just recently filmed a few days ago. I did a video to see if I could store all my bedding in here, and how I did that is I used a self-inflating mattress, and then I let the air out of that and then left all my bedding in here, and I was able to close this with relative ease. Actually, I was able to close it easier than the way it is here with this mattress. So this is an Australian manufactured mattress. So it's got like an eggshell finish on the top. It's 10 centimeters. It's not high density, so it is a soft mattress. So for those of you who like a good support, and if you're not too heavy, this is perfect. So most of you, this will be absolutely perfect. So I slept in this for 2 nights as is, and by the second morning I just had a little niggling in the lower back. Okay, again, that's not the fault of the mattress, that's just me with my back. So what I did is I grabbed the thin, as a precaution, I actually brought along a thin self-inflating mattress, and it happened to be one of the ones that Drifta Stockton sells, their self-inflating mattress, and I put it on the top here, and it's only, I don't know, what is it, it's about 5, 6, 7 centimeters thick, I'm not sure, I never checked. And I put it on the top here, and I tell you what, that combination was more comfy than my own bed at home. That was just supreme, it was just perfect. So yeah, so the big advantage with getting this is the fact that you got this hard floor. Now when you get this hard floor, they actually carpet it. So I can't lift it right now, but they've got marine carpet stuck to the floor. So that marine carpet you put at the base, and what that does is it actually helps to prolong the life. It's just a precaution, prolongs the life of the floor of your tent. But not only that, an option with the Australian version, so the WildLands, okay, this tent is manufactured in China from the factory called WildLands. So Drifta imports them to their specifications. And they had quite a number came up, and they just did slight changes and modifications until they were very happy with it for the Australian conditions, and then that's when they released it. So one of those changes is the flooring under the tent. It's 3 times the thickness, 3 times the strength of the standard ones that are sold anywhere else in the world. Okay, so for the Australian version, the flooring's 3 times thicker. So it's built to last, and not just that, they've also added a zip on the back window. So basically it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've got 4 windows virtually. The one at the back, which I'll show you soon, is a smaller one, but they all got midgie-proof fly screens. You can see the size of the windows, so there's a lot of breeze that comes through. They're very cool tent to sleep inside. So in fact, I'd say it's probably cooler in here than it is in the iCamper because it's got the bigger windows and so on. The material is really good material. It's like a poly, this is like a poly cotton, very similar to like a poly cotton canvas. The fly is like your PU, regular PU tent, but it's very heavy duty, extremely waterproof as well. And on the inside, it's also got, it comes with a stripped LED light with a USB connector, so all you need is those little USB power packs, and it's got a couple of pockets on the top as well. You can fit your USB power bank in there, and you got this perfect lighting, so you don't need to add any additional lights or so on. And I've also got some additional pockets over here on this side here. There's another additional pocket that, to be honest, I never noticed that before, just noticed it now, where you can put your phone, etc. How funny is that? I just saw that now. And another advantage is you don't lose your roof rack with this one. So you'll see, and I'll grab the camera when I go around the other side and I'll show you the roof. Now it's set up, it's on the angle, you'll be able to see the hard top on the top. And it's got 2 bars that go across. So when you buy these, those bars are included. So when you get them, they're not installed though, so they're inside your iCamper, but they're very simple to install because they've got this like mounting rail system. You see here, it's got these mounting rail system where you just slide the bolts in and you can mount many types of different accessories and that there. So check out the options. When you check these out on their website, go in the options section and you'll see quite a few accessories that you can mount on these, such as your awning brackets, etc., that you can mount on these. Another new accessory that Rob, the manager of the Slacks Creek store, has done a pull down lever similar to the iCamper. It's got a strap where you can grab the strap and just pull it down. Well, this one doesn't have it. I've got the strap, but I didn't find I had to put it on, because when you pull it down, all you do is just grab the fly, pull it down a little bit, and then you grab the hard top and then tack it all in and straight down. But there is a option where you can mount the slide in the bracket in the, and you've got a pull down strap as well. Now if I was going to keep this any longer, I would have definitely installed that strap on there. The roof, even though this is really light, the whole thing is probably, well, standard they're about 59 kilos. So because this has got the slightly bigger, although the mattress I wouldn't say it's heavier. If anything, the mattress could be slightly lighter than the original one. I haven't checked. But you do have this thin hardwood plyboard inside here, it's probably added about 4 or 5 kilos to the weight. So instead of being the 1.4 is 59 kilos, this is probably about the 64 kilos, my guess. Back where it folds up, it's, as you can see, it's got a nice, quite high angle, so you don't lose any space at the bottom, so you can tack right up to the edge there and use up all that space. And you can see the way this is smart as well, the way this is designed. It's on an angle like this. As an option, if you can see up here, there's some clips up here. There's these 3 clips. You can purchase awnings, and they've got 3 types of awning. There's a full awning, there's a multi-function awning, and there's a classic awning. Of those, definitely I would go for the multi-function awning, and it just clips on here, and you've got 3 poles, and then you just peg out the 3 poles. But if you're mounting this on a camper trailer, or you're going somewhere and you're on your vehicle and you're base camping in one spot for a while, the full Annex is well worth getting, because it's fully enclosed. The whole lot's fully enclosed. So you could actually have a toilet or shower set up inside it, and you've got plenty of privacy. It's even got a wall that goes along the back. The Drifta Stockton canvas ladder bag, which is held by Velcro on the top, 12-ounce canvas, and it's got vinyl on the back. So the idea of that is you can place this on the floor and use it as a bit of a floor mat as well under your ladder, which is a great idea. Another quick option I'm going to show you, and some of you would have noticed these in some of the photos that's going around, where they've got this clamp, adjustable clamp. It sits up here and hooks in like so. The reason why you use this for, and these are cheap, so this is well worth the upgrade to get. Now, particularly if you're going to mount a solar panel or a Oz-tent carrier of such thing, you can get an Oz-tent carrier, which is a flat platform like a plank, and screw onto the roof rack bars on top of the WildLand tent, and you can strap your bags and so on, and you can put more light stuff up there. You can mount your Max Traxers, your Tread Pros. So when you do that, it adds a bit of weight to the roof, and in particular if you're using one of the awnings, so you want to peg them out pretty tight. So they have these just to make sure that that lid doesn't come down. So now that's pretty sturdy. Now that's not a fault of the tent. Even my iCamper, which is worth a lot more than that, it's actually got those features as well. It actually comes with those brackets that actually, in regards to the iCamper, what it does is it's actually got a bracket that clamps on here. Okay, so stops that piston from collapsing. So it just clamps on that, and it's very easy to install because on the iCampers that piston's internal inside the tent. On this one it's external. If anything, if they had this mounted upside down, you could get a clamp. You could basically just reach here, boom, whack a clamp on there, another clamp on the other side. So if you're watching this, Luke, or anyone at WildLands, that might be a really good idea to do. So check out the iCampers, how they've done it, and that's how they've done it. But honestly guys, this here works really good, and they're not expensive at all, and it's manufactured here in Australia. This down halfway near Brisbane and Gold Coast at Superpeg. Yes, it's manufactured in Superpeg. So it's a structure aluminium pole by Superpeg in Brisbane, Australia. Now you can get these from Drifta themselves. So it's a Drifta Super Wing short spreader, and as of time of filming, it's priced at $21.90. So it's almost late March of 2021, and extends out to 165 centimeters is the maximum extends out to. And what it packs down to, I'm not too sure. I don't think it's got it on there. And it's got like a 3D cam lock too, so you don't need to heave on it. Honestly, it's so easy to undo. You just put, and when it's wet, see it's got all the little grooves, the ridges on here. It's easy to grab and just, so very, very, one of the best poles, I reckon probably the best poles that you can get. And they're manufactured here in Australia. We'll grab the camera now and take you for a bit of a walk around. And what I've been talking about, I'll show you that up close. The roof on top of these WildLand's rooftop tent. So as you can see, it's a flat platform. So you've got all that area. Now I believe, according to the WildLand's, according to the specs, you can actually potentially load 100 kilos on that. By installing these Drifta Stockton WildLand's rooftop tent, you do not lose any space on your roof rack, but the weight is the only thing. Okay, so in my case, I wouldn't really be able to afford to install much on there, so something like a lightweight solar panel would be ideal. So if I was keeping this, or I had it a bit longer, I certainly would be installing a solar panel on there, and very easy to mount, and it's a perfect spot. You can see the bars that are included, so quite nice heavy duty bars, as you can see. And check out how it's put together. Look at the rivets on that. Look how big they are, guys. These are huge. That's my hand there. Okay, so it gives you an idea how big they are. So we'll go along and have a look. Now they come with the mounting systems, and I'll show you what the mounting system is. You can see there. Hopefully that's focusing for you. So these are the latches I talk about. So it comes with 4 of those. The boot liner, you can see the WildLand emblem. Now let me show you this ladder. So you can see the steps on the ladder, how these are pop riveted. And if you notice that these are designed in such a way that they're angled. So that way when you got your ladder mounted on the side and the ladder's on an angle, then your footsteps are flat. So let's go to the side. So I don't know if you see that. See how they're flat. Non-slip, so it could be wet. The best ladder system steps that I've come across, and packs down small enough to fit into that bag. So that's the rear window. That's zipped. So that's one of the options available here in Australia. And they're the pockets up the top that I mentioned. So there's one on either side, and that white strip you can see running all the way along the top. That's your LED light. And in there you can see the USB plug, which is just sitting in that pocket as well. Now there's a couple of hooks on either on the corners. I never noticed that before, but if you look right in the far corner there, there's actually a hook there. And there's another one right there. And here's the other pocket just here. Big heavy duty zips as well. The polycotton canvas part, the polycotton part is on the inside. And there's your fly screen. Another feature you'll notice that the actual midgie proof fly screen is a little bit smaller than this one. So what that does is assist further in waterproofing. Now I haven't had the chance to camp in this in the rain, but talking to people who have, and they're extremely waterproof. This is the optional mattress upgrade, as you can see. So it's an eggshell finish on the top. Good quality Australian made mattress on this. And if I lift this up underneath, you'll see that plyboard. So that plyboard's actually cut in the middle and it's folded over. And that's how you get it in. So that gives it a hard base on here. So that's the inside. You can see the ladder, how it hooks in, is that the top of the ladder's got a hook and it just hooks over this part here. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of review. Keep an eye out on YouTube. There's plenty of people are starting to do reviews on these now and putting them on the YouTube channel, so there's some really good ones out there now. Check out Tyler Thompson. It's a good channel. He's got one of these. He's been using for quite a while now and he's very happy with it, and he's tested it in some really extreme conditions and he's never got wet inside. Check out his channel. He's got a couple of videos that are just dedicated just to that rooftop tent. I'm going to get this thing ready to bring back a few days time. It's going back. This will be the last of the videos of the Drifta Stockton WildLand's rooftop tent. Unless I do another video of someone else, if I'm camping with someone else, there's always a potential to do a long-term review video and interview some of the other campers that have owned these for a while. So I want to thank Luke, the CEO, of giving me the opportunity to try this out for him. You got a really good rooftop tent there. It's no doubt you know about. Honestly, I don't think there's much you can do to really improve it, apart from a couple little things that I mentioned, but that's mainly to do with me because of my back. Hence why, guys, I'm not buying one of these. I want something that's, well, it'll give you a hint. Basically what I'm going to get is I press a button, 20 seconds later it's all set up, including the bedding, the whole lot. So I'll talk more about that next week. So till then, cheers, look after yourself, and be kind to everyone. And for you guys who went right through and watched to the end, put a comment down below, I'm keen to know how many of you watched the whole lot. So I don't think I've missed anything. Oh, another thing too, I don't know if you noticed, there's a new channel out now called .038. And what he does is a really nice guy, and what he does is he interviews other YouTube channels, and I was interviewed last night. So keep an eye out, guys. That video will be released soon. It's quite a long video too. we had a good chat last night. So it just talks about my experience over the years of camping, Fraser Island as well. 4 drives that I've owned over the years, so it's mainly on that, and a bit about my YouTube channel as well, when it started, how it started, what the future is in store for my YouTube channel. So keep an eye out. So it's .038, so go check out his YouTube channel and check that out. And another good buddy of mine, Stephen, he's got the FJ Camping and Touring YouTube channel. I hope I got that right. So Stephen, Annie and little Ali, check out his YouTube channel. It's up and coming. Just the other day he got 500 subscribers. So guys, let's help him out and get those subscribers up to over that magic 1,000 figure, can we? And he puts out a video every week, so he puts a lot of effort in it. He comes up with some really good reviews. He's a very handy man too, so there's a lot of stuff you can learn on that channel. He did his own 12-volt system, he did his own draw system. So guys, go check his channel out and please subscribe, help him out, get him over that 1,000, that'll be cool. So till next time, thank you, cheers.